How do I use Zoom for a primetime TV presence? Hello, my name is Art Johnson, and that question has been on my mind ever since I discovered Zoom a few years ago. Thinking about how I could leverage my broadcast public television background, distance learning-wise, to develop my own broadcast television primetime celebrity type presence over Zoom, over my own YouTube channel, and over other social platforms. And so to get this right, I decided to get the basics of having a broadcast type presence on Zoom sifted down to 5 essential steps. Steps to help myself and other folks get ready for primetime Zoom use now that even broadcast TV personalities are Zooming themselves. And now that big reach global virtual communications and learning rich opportunities abound. And now that folks are now rapidly blasting forward with doing their own virtual conferences and trade shows completely online. And now that these same folks are reaching out to you to step into being primetime presenters and virtual exhibitors yourself, to reach and engage even more people and to flow a whole lot of good all the way into people's bank accounts, including yours. So here, if you need to learn how to use Zoom for a primetime TV presence and fast track this, here are 5 things you need to get right for a celebrity type TV presence that help you get there, possibly in record time. Okay, here's how to use Zoom for a primetime TV presence. Here are 5 steps you need to take and get right for a celebrity TV presence. Step 1 is to critically view and critically do. And what are we talking about here? There's a whole lot of learning takeaway to be gained just by watching and critically viewing celebrity content. These are celebrities that you know. So look at these formats over here on here. You're talking, say Whoopi Goldberg in the View, and there's Vanessa Lau, who's a YouTube creator. There's Trevor Noah, who's now meeting from home during the coronavirus. Isolation, and then there is this Michelle Obama documentary on Netflix to really watch. It's long, but you get some idea of some nice production values there. So you can learn, you critically view content over YouTube and Netflix with an eye to critically doing your own. So it's not just getting entertained, but you're really kind of watching it to deconstruct how they did certain things, so you can turn around and construct, do, and critically do your own. So you need to ask the question, well, what kind of program format am I looking at? If you're looking at something like Ellen or you look at that, that's like a host show, or Oprah, where she's on stage and then various people come in, and every time they come in, that engages people, and they do all kinds of things. So the thing is, how do they hook you? If they have a long program, we know there's a break for commercials and commercial TV, but they got to make sure that you're going to come back for more. So it's almost like they give you a little taste, and now you're going to wait to see what the answer is. You watch Dr. Phil, or you watch Judge Judy, or any of those things. They have hooks to make sure that you stay engaged, because that's important for their advertisers. So how do they do that, and how do they keep their audiences engaged is a good question. And what's the timing of the engagement? Again, broadcast TV does have a format, particularly if it's a half-hour show, or if it's a 1-hour show, it's these stops and then these commercials, and then they come back. Sometimes they do a commercial that's kind of inserted right into what they're talking about. So that's kind of product placement. And will you have on-air guests? Now, Zoom is a great platform, because even though I'm right now doing this alone, I can have people at up to 98 other endpoints, so I can have also virtual guests who can be online, and I can interview them and engage them in neat kind of ways. And then there's, if they're doing some important work in there, there's like at a restaurant, or there's someplace that's in the field, how can you roll in pre-recorded content? Wow, that's a cool thing. Zoom can handle that good. And even when you're recording it, that content still comes out pretty good. There's a few web conferencing platforms that do that well, and Zoom manages quite well with the, the computer sound done and, having the clips there. And are you eventually planning to offer a lucrative on-demand fee-based online course? Even though this is free content, I'm always designing my content now to be multi-purposable. I actually am doing a course called Using Zoom to Grow Business, and this is going to be one of the modules in my course that will really be important for you, and to repurpose that so that rather than reinvent the wheel, think about the big view from your concept in the cloud that then takes on different various forms. And will you go solo or will you be a show host with like your team, a regular team? Like the View has a regular team of ladies that are cool, and they learn how to interact, and their host is Whoopi, and they have a great engaging conversation. There's also another format called a talk, which is very similar to that. And there's Vanessa Lau, there's Trevor. So there's all good things to study. And how about a news format, like watching Gail King and her people, or some of the broadcast news people, the national news people, or even the local news people. They have like a news bureau. So you're kind of in a studio where they have, they're the anchors, they call them. And then they have people in the field that are like roving reporters. Well, they're using fancy cameras, but you can actually do this with the Zoom mobile app. Just teach your reporters not to hold their camera this way, but to hold their camera like that, like TV. And so that's a really great application to develop. And might you be a virtual presenter or a virtual exhibitor in a virtual booth? Wow, that stuff is coming on strong. So that's something to think about. And here's the big picture. What does having a primetime celebrity TV presence involve in order to get it right? And we're covering the basics here, but you're going to cover this over time, and it's really going to be the content and the way that they're engaged that's going to keep you and build your audience. But this is the way to get started. So what we're really covering today are the things that makes people watch it from the very beginning. Thanks for watching step 1 of how to use Zoom for a primetime TV presence. One of the first things you need to get right for a celebrity TV presence by critically viewing celebrity content with an eye to critically doing your own. So stay tuned. For your important next step, watch our short step 2 video about checking your available bandwidth and the speed of your internet connection, especially right before you go live, and about possibly using our mobile phone Wi-Fi hotspot workaround tip if you need to. So stay tuned. So that's it for this step, but there's more, especially if you visit my YouTube channel. And if you like what you see and where I'm going with all this stuff, I invite you to also subscribe to my channel and click on my bell icon to be notified of more good stuff to come. Now, what about this content that I just shared with you? Please weigh in with your thumbs up or your thumbs down, because I care. And what about what's on your mind now that you've just viewed my content? Please make a comment below so I can learn more about how I can best serve you. As we all keep moving forward, not only just surviving, but also thriving. And if you'd like to know more about me, about my background, and about my services, then I invite you to visit and browse my website build at newworldcom.com, and possibly even meet with me face-to-face inside my Zoom-powered virtual architecture. Just give me a call so we can both take full advantage of 30 minutes of free consultation time meeting together inside of Zoom itself. Sweet. Even in those free 30 minutes, we can connect, and I may be able to help you fast-track stuff. So just call and text me at 206-920-8067. I look forward to connecting with you. Thanks.